And so we're going to talk about financial literacy, and my name is Richard Wright, and I want to thank you for this opportunity. Uh, so let's talk about financial literacy. Today, I want to talk about 10 tips to financial literacy. And so the first tip is learn the lingo. The second tip is to get organized. The third tip is to set financial goals. The fourth tip is to evaluate your lifestyle. The fifth tip is to build your budget. The sixth tip is to track your spending. The seventh tip is to review regularly. The eighth tip is to use credit card wisely, to use credit wisely. And then the ninth tip is to avoid or eliminate debt. And then lastly, the 10th tip is to plan for the future. So I want to start with number one, learning the lingo. So we need to treat words related to finance as it's a terminology or a new language. And we need to study financial literacy. We need to continue to study financial literacy just like we would at class. And then also we need to go to the internet and we need to search for financial literacy website. That will help us. And if you have difficulty with that, you can come to Trio and you can come into the Trio lab and I or other Trio staff members can help you with that. Let's talk about the second tip. The second tip is to get organized. So each of us needs to understand where our money goes. We need to get it down in writing, either electronically or on our computer, or to use a planner or a calendar. And we need to include all our bill due dates. We need, when we're getting our paycheck and or when we're getting our financial aid, and we need to know how much of our paycheck and financial aid, we need to know how much that's going to be. And then we also need to know how the money coming in and money going out. We need to know how much money is coming in, how much money is going out, and we need to have the dates of when the due bills are due. Let's talk about the third tip. I'm sorry, let's talk about the second tip. I got ahead of myself. The second tip is getting organized part two. So we need to set a financial appointment with ourselves. This can be once a week, set aside 20 to 30 minutes to look at our budget. But we don't need to do it on the weekend. And we need to look at our bank account and we need to look at our financial calendar. Because again, we need to know when our bills are due. And then also we need to plan how our budget weekly or monthly. Let's talk about the third tip. We need to set financial goals. So anytime that we're going to set a financial goal, we need to set a SMART goal. And SMART is an acronym. S in SMART stands for specific. So we need to have a specific financial goal. We need to have measurable financial goal. And we need to have an achievable financial goal. And we need to have a realistic financial goal. And we need to remember that we need to have a time-oriented financial goal. And that's the third slide, says set financial goals. And we need to create long-term financial goals. And then we also need to create short-term financial goals. Now let's talk about the fourth tip. We need to evaluate our lifestyle. We need to look at where we are and we need to set reasonable, realistic expectations with ourselves. We need to determine what our needs are. We need to determine what our wants are. And then we need to categorize every piece of spending that we do. And we need to say, is this the want or is this the need? And then we need to give priority over our needs versus our wants. Let's talk about the fifth point. We need to build our budget. A budget is a spending and a saving plan. And again, we've already said this in the presentation, but we need to talk about what money is coming in. We need to talk about what money is coming out. And we need to project out money. We need to plan ahead. That's what we have to do, I think. Let's talk about the sixth point. Track our spending. We need to track every penny that's being spent in our life. Okay? So we need to look at every single category of our spending and every single day of the month. Every day that we spend money or get money, we need to record it and put it under the particular day and the particular category before we go to sleep. Let's talk about the seventh tip. We need to review regularly. During our financial appointment with ourselves, We need to set time to review our budget and to review our spending. And we need to focus on improvement. How can we improve? Uh, and so we're on the seventh step now. So we're focused on improvement, and we need to acknowledge our mistakes. We're going to make mistakes, and when we have made mistakes, we need to work on trying to make improvements when we make a mistake. Now, the eighth tip is this: use credit wisely. Credit is not a crutch; it's a tool for us to build a better financial future and to be able to achieve more and bigger goals later on. So we need to pay our bills on time every time, and we don't need to charge too much on our credit cards, and we need to build a long, steady financial history. Got a credit card? I have a credit debit card. Yes, sir. Do you have a credit card? Do you have one, Mr. Hutchins? Okay. And then I remember Renee. I know your first name. Renee. I'm trying to get on your credit card. Yeah, there you go. I appreciate that. Let's move on to the ninth point with that being said. Here we go. We're about through with our presentation. Now we need to avoid debt. If we don't have debt, we need to continue to avoid not having debt. And here are three simple rules to avoiding debt. If we incur debt, we need to pay it off as soon as possible. We need to budget for every expenditure that we have. And also, we do not need to carry credit cards with us. We need to look for ways to eliminate debt. We need to. And this is the last point. And I'm excited because this is a brief and an efficient presentation. The 10th point is this: we need to plan for our future. We are usually in a transition period most of our life. We need to engage in reflection and thought. We need to ask ourselves, what is the next step in our life path? And then we need to ask ourselves, what is our next goal? And so these are some ideas or suggestions for financial literacy. And I hope that you've enjoyed this presentation. And we in TRIO, every TRIO SSF staff member is available to help you with financial literacy. So if you need any additional help, come to TRIO and visit with any of our TRIO staff members. Each of us is willing to help you on your road to financial literacy. Does anyone have any questions? Have a great day.